my, my mic was muted. I wanted to say happy Thanksgiving Eve. So here we are. Tuesday night live stream, Comic News Weekly. We have some great topics we're going to talk about tonight. We're talking about Nocterra with Image Comics. We're talking about Doctor Strange's upcoming death in the Marvel Comics might be permanent. We are talking about Todd McFarlane's first superhero team comic book, which I think is bending it a little bit. We're talking about some Star Wars live action casting. But before we get into those topics, do want to say thank you for people that are coming into the chat. And let's introduce the panelist from that Tales from the Flip Side YouTube channel, Brian McClay, the Big Lebowski himself.
What up, brother? Back from the week-long vacation.
Yeah, we're big guys in here. Three of the four people we have in this panel tonight are kind of big guys. So I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving meal.
Oh my god, dude! I am so stoked. This is my favorite holiday.
Yes.
And Christmas is now my favorite holiday because of Christmas dinner. So, but Thanksgiving, man, gotta love it.
Thanksgiving is always my favorite holiday. November is my favorite month. I got 2 birthdays between Marine Corps birthday and my own, and then Thanksgiving, spending time with family. Speaking of family, we're one big family here that's bringing the next panelist from that Dank Comics YouTube channel. We got Mr. Dan Kim.
Yo, speaking as one of the other big guys, I got 2 prime roasts ready, like drying out in the fridge. I got 2 chickens, I got a ham, and it's gonna be wild.
Are you the one that cooks everything?
I am.
Oh,
I'm a vegetarian.
Bro.
I'm a vegetarian, and I cook that stuff.
Some
wow.
Alfred.
Yeah. Do you try it though? Do you like taste it?
Sometimes.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
You're one of them hybrid vegetarians.
It's okay. We'll edit that one out.
Yeah. And lastly, but definitely not least, you guys might have seen him in the 90s as Buzz in that very great movie Home Alone. But he has grown out his beard, and we have Mr. Comic Man Andy himself, El Beardo Jefe.
What is good, everybody? How's it going? I'm frantically smashing that unmute button, and it was my own one. Like, wait, I'm here to push your buttons. Didn't say I was going to do it correctly, but here we are.
That's all good. What's a live stream without a little hiccups here? And
dude, I loved your cameo in the new Home Alone movie.
Yeah,
it was really good. I thought it was great work.
My kids rewatched Home Alone, and the young Buzz just reminds me of a young Comic Man Andy sans beard.
I did see a Comic Man Andy sans beard the other day. It was good. There was a little Instagram through the years of Comic Man Andy that got put up. That was very good, done well, brother.
Yeah. That was pretty fun. Kind of a look back challenge from 2 years ago, and to see if other people in the community be interested in doing that from 2019 to 2020. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's like some, Rapunzel type shit you got going on there, man. Either way, I'm super thrilled. Tuesday night, this live show, I don't get much going on my channel lately. I'm trying to get that fixed, but the live stream that we do weekly is definitely my punch in the arm. And we have some great topics. We got some great people coming to the chat. We got Gomez, the comic collector. We got Cantankerous himself. If Cantankerous is in the chat, stay tuned because there's going to be some comments from the peanut gallery, I guess you could say.
And we love them.
Yes.
Keep them coming.
And Ryan, Mr. Hairslip himself from the Rhinoverse. But let's get into these topics. We got some news. We had some news previously, right? When Scott Snyder and Jock had witches. It was optioned news. We heard from that. We've heard other Scott Snyder. But here we have some more news that's got a little meat on the bone here, right? Netflix is working to make a Nocterra series based on that Image Comics Scott Snyder creator owned. And we got that Roberto Patino, hope I said his name correctly. He's a big name. He's also the current showrunner for HBO Max's DMZ, correct?
Yes, he is. Mm-hmm. Totally forgot that DMZ was being done.
Yeah. And he's got, I believe like some Sons of Anarchy to his credit. So I was kind of hoping more for that Jeff Johns Geiger, but I'm happy with Scott Snyder's Nocterra. And I always got to be careful and slow down when I say that because I always want to say Zack Snyder, even though I don't mean it.
Yeah. It's like there's a lot of Snyders, and then there's a lot of Kirkmans, all kinds of craziness there. But
and Lee's
and what? How many? There's, anyways. Yeah, I'm kind of partial to the seeing what comes out of this because I didn't get too deep into the comic. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm gonna look at this through the producer's eyes of the TV stuff more than I will, the other guys. So it's gonna be interesting to see what comes of this. I think you're right. Having a guy who isn't really known for like the space. Isn't Nocterra space type stuff?
It's post-apocalyptic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Image does a lot of post-apocalyptic stuff. In case you weren't aware.
Yeah, a lot of indie. Yeah, it's a big thing.
I liked Realm. Realm was one of my.
I actually got like half the Realm run. Like,
is James Tynion part of the Nocterra stuff?
I don't believe so.
You got it's Snyder and Tony S. Daniel.
Interesting.
And I always mix Tony S. Daniel up. There's a Tony Daniels that does stuff for Vault Comics.
Well, didn't Snyder also announce he was going to Substack?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that what you're meaning?
Yeah. Maybe that's what I was thinking. For some reason, I thought that Tynion was involved with that too, but I must have got lost in the Substack stuff.
Which reminds me, before we get to the end of this topic, remind me, Alberto, because we got some Buyer's Remorse coming up with some Substack.
Oh
yeah, Reddick. Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
one of the cool things that that dude has done, other than
way better than Fast and the crappiest.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of where I'm at with Nocterra. Is I hope they do this well enough and differently enough that it's not just another Pitch Black.
It reads so much like a 90s book, to be honest, that I mean, I don't know if it's Tony S. Daniels. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I don't even see how this can look in I don't really understand how this can translate into live action, to be honest. Like, I feel like it would have to change so much, and will it be a hit or not? I don't know.
Well,
it feels like it's not that strong a concept necessarily, considering what's out there in television. So, I'm gonna sell when the trailer drops. Teaser drop. Just sell it all.
Yeah, smart. Very smart.
And I mean, he's got Westworld tied to his credits too. This Roberto Patino guy. So
Westworld was badass. I really liked Westworld.
It doesn't seem like Netflix shying away from budget. Plus, I'm probably sure they're bringing in some money with Red Notice, with Squid Game. I mean, they're definitely. There's a new. I don't want to say Korean, but anyone watch the new series on there called Hellbound?
No, but I think my friend was talking about it the other day.
Yeah, so same along the lines of that. And if you like horror, it's a great series. I've watched like the first 3 episodes. But I'm curious. Gomez is saying 6 issues in, room to see where it goes. Netflix, I want to think good things about it, but we've had some winners and some duds with Netflix. So it is Korean. Thank you, Cantankers, because I did.
Yeah, I am Korean. It's true.
Crepes.
The K in Dank is Kim. It's Dan Kim. Dan Kim Comics. Yeah.
But I did want to touch on before we go into that next topic. We were talking about Substack. Andy, I don't know if you posted in the Patreon Discord, if you posted on Instagram, but I remember you seeing that, I won't say buyer's remorse, but you were a little frustrated over what you thought was going to be a scarcity, and then it turns out that they're upping the print run on some of those Tynan stuff, right?
Well, you want to talk about having some remorse. I've already sold my Nocterra. I had like 3 Nocterra copies. They're gone. I was like, I probably shouldn't have done that.
Were they graded?
No, they were. I had 2 copies of the 1 in 100 sketch variant, and then I had a copy of cover A, and I think I put them all up on Whatnot, and then should have held. But that Tiny Onion package did come in, and I received a magazine, which I'm confused about.
Did
because
you sign it?
this,
Did you get the signed one?
Oh my gosh.
No, I requested no signed copies, and when the Substack was started as a day one founder level tier or founder tier member, it was supposed to be 2 back issue comics. I got
super rare, right?
Yeah, I got a newly printed House of Slaughter #1 and a magazine. So that kind of threw me off. I was like, wait a second, did I mess something up? It's possible, but
there's a
Facebook post out there with somebody, and I can't quite remember, that everybody's aware that this happened to a lot of people, and they're working to fix it.
Yeah, I heard. So what I heard or read somewhere was a lot of people were having. They thought it was the people who decided not to get the signed stuff were getting screwed. Because a lot of people were getting the same type of stuff, like just really not rare books, and then all the people who were getting signed stuff were getting really good stuff. But I guess a couple of people who have gotten the signed stuff finally started getting the really not rare stuff. And I've heard a lot of people are not happy about that Substack stuff. Yeah,
I mean, there's no reward without some level of risk taking, so to speak. Without what's that? That phrase totally escapes me right now.
Without reward?
Yeah, like, I mean, it was worth a shot. And there were some of us that had some theories about what books could be dropping, and those theories were solidified by some social media posts that we've seen. Some of the issues that we thought might drop did drop. It was just the selections didn't quite line up with what was delivered. And when the day one founders tier was mentioned, it was day one, like the first group of people that signed up, that actually turned into 2-day. So the number of people that signed up were actually doubled, if not tripled, like that many more. So I'm kind of confused about that as well. There was a 24-hour marker that was put. That marker was then picked up at the 24-hour mark and then extended. But
yeah,
I mean, they could easily just print a new rare thing just for the people. I mean, there's ways to fucking solve this. Like
different color foil something.
Well, see, you can look at it that way, but they back issue comics is what was discussed for the founders tier level. There was nothing back issue related.
Maybe Tynan didn't have as many long boxes as he thought.
Yeah,
maybe
of back issues. He's like, oh shit, this is too
forgot
popular.
To pick up his comps.
I know that he's not on social media, so I know that there's an individual that is on social media, and I can't find the post anymore right now, but that is talking with him directly, and it sounds like pretty much the whole ballpark is at the game.
Yeah.
The hell? What?
Does that mean like everybody's
the
mad?
ballpark is at the game? Yep. I get that. That's deep, man. That hurt. I feel that.
Yeah. Does that mean like everybody's angry, or that like everybody's there about to be?
It's about the game.
Watching a baseball game.
Yeah, the ballpark. Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, I'm torn. Like I never go into something like this expecting anything. It's kind of one of those things where I was willing to take a little bit of a risk to see where this ride went, and it kind of like dumped me out of the car, and I fell flat on my head. So,
I mean, you were really excited about it. I remember you were. You were pretty excited about it.
Freaking Ovaltine commercial.
When you were opening it up, were you like really stoked, or did you already know you were going to get screwed?
Oh, I panicked because it was way too heavy for two comic books.
Oof.
It was way too heavy. The magazine is almost as thick as a trade.
He threw in a Uline catalog for you.
They screwed you even worse. They made you think it was going to be even cooler than what you thought.
I started sweating bullets. I picked it up. I was like, this is way too heavy. Uh-oh. What's going on? There's either more comics in here than we talked about, or it's not comic books. Uh-oh.
Oh, man. You should always over-deliver, in my opinion, Like...
Amen.
Yeah.
throwing something free.
Especially when it's a new platform that you're trying to get off the ground, right? Because you got there's a lot of big name artists that are joining that Substack.
And there's a lot of evil eyes looking at Substack, just like.
You should have done an exclusive for that nobody, was talking about, nobody knew about, some type of major exclusive variant that you could only get through whatever. Yeah, that's where he fucked up.
Super surprise drop.
Yep.
Like Beyonce, just like Tynan's got to take a page out of Beyonce's playbook.
Yeah. Or, the niche that did it before all this is just sneakerhead stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
But super low printed exclusives is where it's at. And not too many people are doing that.
Well, and transparent, not like.
And transparency,
hey,
yes.
Marvel makes you do 3,000, but I only got 400. Surprise!
Limited to 400.
That's bullshit, Lotto.
Dude, I got a exclusive cover. It's limited to 20. I got limited to 20. I can sell.
This month.
Yeah.
It's limited to 20 this month.
But there's 10,000.
That's what I'm thankful for. But speaking of Marvel, Dan, we got some Doctor Strange stuff, right?
Yes, we do. So I did read the article we were supposed to read, but I read it a little. I felt like actually it was jumping to a lot of conclusions, actually. Yeah. So I found another article from Games Radar, which I think is a little less speculative. And it says, this March, the Marvel Universe's new Sorcerer Supreme will get their own title, and weirdly enough, it's a title we already know, sort of. The new title simply called Strange, judging by the newly released teaser art by Bjarne Barends announcing the series. However, the file name of the teaser art is listed as Doctor Strange Teaser, which may be a slight but ultimately incidental discrepancy, or which could indicate something about who the new Sorcerer Supreme might be. Remember, Strange isn't part of a title that's passed down like the Sorcerer Supreme. It's Stephen Strange's actual surname. And Marvel has promised us to tell us the identity of the new Doctor Strange in the Death of Doctor Strange issue 4 coming out in December. So this series, I guess, is continuing that on. But to be honest, I think what's happening is this. You know how there's like a young Doctor Strange, like he created a little time loop Doctor Strange that's like seeing the murder investigation, right? That time loop Doctor Strange is gonna be here more indefinitely and is gonna act as the mentor to the new Doctor Strange. Watch, that's what's going on.
6 more issues. They're gonna tie us in for 6 more issues,
and then they're gonna go on a journey, to find the real Doctor Strange and bring him back. Because, come on, because the CBR article, it was I was like, that's not, Marvel didn't say any of that stuff. It was just saying, I don't know, it's too speculative. It was just trying to get a headline. Doctor Strange more permanently dead. I'm like, no, that's not anywhere. That is so speculative. You can't write headlines like that. That is not how you write news stories. So I had to find another article about this because.
So we've talked about a couple weeks ago, new Iron Fist. New possible new Strange. Do you see this as almost like Marvel's incognito way of doing their own future state type thing?
Ooh.
Well, no, there's been studies about how Marvel is really effective at creating these new generation characters and slowly sneaking them in and letting us love them so that it can be something for a new generation of people to latch onto. And DC is really terrible at it, actually. They're not as good at this. Marvel's been doing it but I think it's the fucking movie synergy, to be honest. I think it's Disney working with Marvel to create as many new IP characters to get. It's about the mainstream audience, I think, and that's why they're so good at manufacturing these next gen characters. And that's my opinion on that. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's silly.
Yeah,
I'm tired of it.
Be honest, I hope TiVo's not watching, but I don't give 2 shits about Doctor Strange.
I mean, because they can't really kill him because he's gonna be in the movies for too long.
That's exactly
Benedict Cumberbatch is still working on his American accent. It's gonna get there eventually, but we gotta give him time. That's why he's not really dead. Of course not.
Well,
Marvel does that every movie.
Cumberbatch as him in the MCU, and it made me more of a fan. I mean, I did collect some Doctor Strange books, but I'm not an avid reader of Doctor Strange. And I mean, I know there's fans out there I know that's why I brought up TiVo. TiVo is a huge Doctor Strange fan from Lords of the Long Box, right? I'm excited for some of the characters that are around Doctor Strange that we have yet to see show up in the MCU with Brother Voodoo and some of those other characters. But
I think if they anointed someone from Strange Academy though as the next sorceress, that would make the fans really that would be really cool. I think because that feels more story, it feels more like character-driven decision than a fucking.
And they should do it like it's real life, right? Because no one with any powers or anything at Strange Academy. It's got to be like a walk-on, walk on to the academy, and just. I'm just talking shit.
And it would reward the people that have been reading and following Strange Academy, and then
Strange Academy is great, and Doctor Strange isn't even in it. So here's the thing, right? Marvel does this before any of those movies come out. We always see a new book saying a new character is going to die or something, right? I mean, don't we always? Yeah, only Uncle Ben's exactly. Nobody dies in comics.
Gwen Stacy comes back, Bucky comes back. And I'm saying since Death of Superman, they started bringing fucking everyone back. And you know what? Uncle Ben was back in that amazing fantasy miniseries,
I remember that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, they just can't effing respect, because death, in my opinion, informs life. It makes life meaningful, and Death of Superman, because of money, has undone death in ways that are destroying the story worlds of these universes.
Should have kept Captain Marvel dead. They brought him back.
Yeah, like we talked about not too long ago, is we've seen potentially the peak of Marvel Cinematic Universe, and now because of the choices they've made, how are they gonna keep this? How are they gonna keep this rich and valuable to the viewership? Deaths aren't going to mean the same. Just like on the same other side of the coin, like you said, it kind of pulls away from the value of life, right? If death is meaningless,
it's also becoming so redundant and tropey, the superhero genre, that it's becoming too meta now. Like once you got Deadpool come in, it's like that's the beginning of the end, because that's like Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein. That's the end. That's the end of Universal Monsters. We're approaching the end, of this, the peak of this genre, and that's I don't think it's gonna die.
I think we're at the peak. Yeah, but I think there's gonna be a slow decline. It's gonna be really slow. It's not gonna be Abbott and Costello meets, Frankenstein.
It's gonna be
see. We'll know when we've hit rock bottom when Dolph Lundgren comes back for the next Punisher movie.
Actually, that sounds cool. Dude, Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, Ridley Scott. What an asshole that guy is. That guy's like a old man. That is old man. Get off my lawn.
Yeah,
with a little money on the side.
About how crappy the scripts are, and then now he's blaming millennials with cell phones for the last Duel's box office.
Yeah. I mean, he should have made that movie for nothing. First of all, he shouldn't have made an expensive ass character driven. It looks like a movie of conversations. No one wants to watch that with with the director of Gladiator. Well, I didn't watch the movie, but that's the marketing. The marketing is
doing a new Gladiator.
Yeah, I'm excited for that, especially with Joaquin Phoenix. But here's the thing, also is. I don't think Matt Damon has the box office draw that he had back in the Bourne saga and stuff.
I agree.
Oh,
and you're still in weird times with pandemic, and it's box office starting to grow back.
I mean, he did House of Gucci too, right? And from what I'm hearing, that movie's garbage.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing from a lot of people. It's not it's fun to watch for how bad it is, sort of too. It's not that it's like, because they really all try hard, but it's sort of like a mess. That's what I've been hearing.
That was like the Gotti movie they made a couple years ago.
With Travolta.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a fucking AMC miniseries. It didn't even look like a movie, to be honest. Like,
isn't it Lady Gaga in there?
Yeah. But I thought it was a TV movie. I could have when I saw the trailer, I thought it was a TV movie. I thought it was a streaming movie, and then I was like, wait, it's a theater film? Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is this the time, like, are we in the time in America that we want to watch, like, the stories of rich people being assholes? I don't know. like what kind of project?
You just need Taylor Sheridan to write all your shit, because he's creating a whole Yellowstone universe. What's that show on Paramount Plus with Jeremy Renner, Mayor of Easttown or whatever? All of his shows are doing good as shit right now.
If he wrote House of Gucci, it would have been a fantastic film. It
would have been on a ranch.
Film.
It would have been like Gucci cowboy boots.
It would have been so dark, and we would appreciate Gucci bags for the first time. Like millions of people would be like, "Oh, I understand now."
You got way off topic.
Well, to get even further off topic, did you guys hear about? You're speaking of dark. Did you hear about? I guess new. We're supposed to get like a really dark, like horror version of Constantine coming.
Yeah, and I heard. I mean, not that it'll happen, but I heard that a certain person that played Constantine wants to play him again.
Yeah, and he should. He's perfect for that. So.
I just saw that recently with my wife. That was her first time watching it. So it was on HBO Max, I was like, oh, yeah, this movie was a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool ideas.
And then there's also rumor that, well, I won't say rumor or fan casting of Keanu as Ghost Rider as well.
Yeah, that's got to happen, man. That's got to happen. I think that's just too perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Too perfect.
Yeah, because Nick Cage he's too wild for Ghost Rider. Like, our comic idea of Ghost Rider isn't this, woo! It's not this, like, wild guy. It's
not a character.
You take that back.
Should have put
caricature of himself. Shia LaBeouf would have been great for Moon Knight, but they got a really good person to play Moon Knight.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be
Oscar
good.
Isaac.
I think Moon Knight's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Speaking of MCU, we got Hawkeye coming out this week, right? People are going to be watching Hawkeye.
Isn't it tonight at 3?
Is it? There we go.
Yeah, and they're dropping 2 episodes at once. Tonight at 3, everyone. We'll come back for the watch party. Superman will be back here live to do a watch party with all of you.
Yeah, right. 2 hours. I work at 5 a.m. I doubt I'll be on there at 3. My kids will probably be watching it, spoiling it, since my kids are at school.
They're off for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, they're off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm like, bastards. I'm like calling the mother-in-law. Do you want my kids for tomorrow?
Oh,
no, you gotta tell her that. Oh, the kids miss you. They said it. They asked if they could visit.
Yeah. The problem with that is my youngest gets over there, and then like after he eats all their food, he's like, "I'm ready to come home." I'm like, no, you're stuck there for the night, bro.
Yeah. Well,
anyways,
let's get into this next topic. This craziness. And the way you mentioned it coming in the intro about them bending it just a little bit, talking about it being Todd McFarlane's first superhero book, superhero team book. They were getting a Spawn superhero team or a Spawn team up book. It sounds like there's going to be a ton of new characters, or not new characters, a ton of Spawn universe characters teaming up, including Reaper, Spawn, Redeemer, Gunslinger Spawn, Medieval Spawn, She-Spawn, and many more. I think that there's a bunch of covers for it. We didn't get the McFarlane version, but the one that you were seeing right there. I'm going to share my screen to do this here. This one was really interesting to me because it has one of my favorite Spawn characters in the background. I think I see Cygor there. Yeah. So if we can get some cool Cygor stuff, I think that would be cool. I think we're going to get Mandarin Spawn, so that would be cool. But again, like, I hate to say it. I'm a huge McFarlane fan. I love Spawn. Do we really need a Spawn team up book? No.
Cash it in, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
I want a Spawn versus Justice League.
Yeah. There are some really nice covers though. This is the Capullo sketch, 1 in 250, I think, or 1 in 100. Who is this? I forget who that is. Let me see who that is. That is, I believe.
That's not Inhyuk Lee, right?
This is Puppeteer Lee. I don't know who that is. Sorry, this is Quitely, Frank Quitely.
Oh, wow.
Really? Well, no, it says cover Quitely, but that doesn't look like Quitely.
That didn't look like Quitely, but
yeah, it's Puppeteer Lee. I guess that's a new Puppeteer Lee.
I need to see the widely spaced eyes, you know.
Yeah, Puppeteer Lee. That's what it says. And then this one right here.
That looks almost like a Perio or.
This is Brett Booth.
Nice.
Booth.
Oh, Brett Booth.
Yeah, gotta love Brett Booth. And it looks like it's either gatefold or connecting. Yeah, you can see here you got Spawn's cape chilling there, so it looks like this might be a connecting cover, which is cool. I'm always down for connecting covers. And then you got the Capullo one, which the sketch cover looks much better. This is the regular version, but I think the sketch looks much better.
Oh, yeah. Looks more like tattoos on the sketch.
And then, so that is the Capullo. They won't show us the McFarlane. They will show us the Don Aguilo, Don Aguilo, I believe. Or Aguilo.
Aguilera.
There you go. It's Don Aguilo.
Aguilera.
Which is kind of cool.
Genie in a bottle, man.
This big old huge freaking crazy sword, and the Redeemer character I think is a cool character. And there's no Silvestri. They did do a Stegman, but it's not showing up. So, and then there is a 1 in 250 signed version coming out. Of course, we're getting a signed version coming out, but yeah, I don't know, man.
That sword with the hilt, that would be a terrible axe, though. Like, if you try to use that as an axe, you'd be like, oh, man, this axe fucking sucks, man. Like, it's so heavy.
Damn cool sword.
It's like, terrible.
So this is supposed to come out when? Let's see here. Where do they say? Scorched. Are they calling it Scorched or calling it Scorched? So it'll be 48 pages, and I don't know where it says it's supposed to come out here. Wednesday, January 12th.
Yep.
So there you go. I don't know. What do you guys think?
A lot of covers.
Yeah. I could have sworn that when this article came up and we started talking about it in the chat, that, you know, reading comics in the 90s, as Image was coming forth, that I could have sworn there was a Todd McFarlane played a role in one of the many different teams that was
All-Star Squadron. That was one of his very first books. He did All-Star Squadron.
Right, and like there's so many books that I bought into from Image, like
he did
Grifter
X-Men.
was in one of them. There's so many different ones. I could have sworn he played a role in some of those things because he was so prevalent at the early days in Image that I'm like, there's got to be holes in this story. Like, and I should have spent time digging and looking to find out if there has been a team book from Todd McFarlane, but this one must be, the accreditation must be the fact that this is the first one that he's created from the ground up on his own. I don't know.
Maybe first team book of Spawn characters, which maybe
they just making stuff for clicks.
Yeah, they're just writing silly ass headlines that have no real meaning. Like, it's not gonna be in Key Collector. First team superhero team by Todd. I mean, if they do that in Key Collector, that's effing BS.
It'll say first Spawn superhero team.
And Todd McFarlane, he's already said in public that he understands that we're like drug addicts, you know. So he understands that we're drug addicts. Like, saying, like, marketing that he's bonus free premium cover, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Because it was demanded? Who demanded it? What are you talking about? Like, it's such, to me, that's so nonsensical that, like, them marketing the cover stock and saying I'm like, okay, I don't
know what I think it is? I'll be
Yeah.
honest. I think that he saw what was going on in the exclusive game and went, we're going to just do our own exclusives. We're going to make a couple new books, and we're going to do 30 covers of each one. And you know what I mean? He's
Cantankerous brought up a good point about Image ain't doing reprints, but they're doing like 30 covers per issue.
Great point. Yeah.
But Sean Lewis is supposedly a good writer, right? So basically, I think this lives or dies whether it's like actually good or not. Because like we don't know if it's gonna be actually good, and if it's actually good, that would make it.
Yeah, that's with everything though, right?
Yeah.
Everything. If the writing is good on it, it'll be good. But don't get me wrong. I mean, we've seen Grant Morrison, do Spawn stuff. We've seen a lot of really great writers do great Spawn stuff. I don't think Todd McFarlane's the greatest of writers. He's an amazing artist, but he's not one of the great. He's not like Grant Morrison level writing or Garth Ennis writing. You know what I mean? So you're right. Anything can be done really well. Remember, Bendis didn't Bendis do like medieval Spawn or something? I think even Bendis did Spawn at one point.
Yeah, there's been a lot of great Spawn stories in the past.
Louis Olivo, hope I said his name right, made a great point, which I was going to bring up also is, he talks about comics to drive movie aspirations, which I was saying at the exact same time is that came into my mind, and I hope that they're writing the comic for the sake of the comic book, and it carries over into, a possible great movie universe. It seems like anytime they write a comic book with the intention of a movie to follow on, the comic always lacks. And Mark Guggenheim brought up that great point in my interview when we were talking about Last Flight Out. It's like, hey, write it for the material you're writing for, and then if it falls into another media format afterwards, that's great. But your whole intention is to make a comic book, not like don't Mark Millar it. Everything's for a media deal.
I think Spawn is a weird property when I think about it, actually, because I feel like the motivation of Spawn, the characters, doesn't have a lot of heart necessarily. It's like just like revenge and murder and then obsession and I don't know, like, because like the other characters that are so iconic that we're rebooting all the time, they have this like this kind of, I mean, they can make it for the movie, they can create the heart, something, in a plot or something. Like they changed Iron Man, right? No one gave a shit about Iron Man.
Yeah, he was kind of close to falling into like a B character.
Yeah, and Tony Stark. Who's Tony Stark?
No one still gives a shit about Iron Man. You can put whoever on. You could give that. There's your challenge, right? Let's see Donny Cates write Iron Man or whatever. I mean, we're about to see it with the Hulk, which comes out tomorrow, right? But I mean,
great comment, Scott.
The Iron Man itself comic hasn't ever been great for a long, long time. Even though you threw Chris Cantwell at it,
but Robert Downey
better than Dan Slott, but
Robert Downey Jr. he like totally redefined the character basically, and gave it so much heart that everyone loves this character. So I'm just saying they got to figure that shit out with Spawn to really make it work in film and TV, because as far as I know, I don't really know this guy like Spawn. He just seems like an angry murderer that like got screwed over and won. I don't really know where is he coming from.
Dante's Inferno type shit going on.
That's what I look at Spawn as like Dante's Inferno type stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Well, Spawn honestly really still to this day feels like a 90s shock and awe campaign. Like I'm here to show off what I want to do and gain attention. This really felt like this is like 90s clickbait. Here's a comic book, and I'm going to shock and awe everybody, and it's going to look amazing. And it did, and it's just never stopped. It gained a cult following and has never let go. And that fan base has never stopped growing, really. But is it really a big enough fan base to support a team book like this with 30 variants like we're talking about, potentially spiraling into movies and all this other stuff that we're thinking of? I don't know.
It does have a good fan base, El Beardo?
I do. and that's Star Wars. Holy moly. Star Wars, Ahsoka. I don't know why I even started with that line. I'm stalling before I get to the name. Natasha Liu.
They just say Lou usually.
Lou Bordizzo has been cast as Sabine Wren for the Ahsoka series coming up. And this, I think, is a spot-on casting, and she looks fantastic for the role. I'm relatively unfamiliar with her as an actor. She's been in a few other things, but really, they've reportedly found their Sabine Wren, and Natasha will portray the live-action version of Star Wars Rebels character who was previously voiced by, here we go, Taya Sircar. Rumors have swirled that Ahsoka will feature a reunion of Star Wars characters, and I'm so pumped for this when they said this, that the reunion of Star Wars characters from the animated series Rebels as Dawson's titular assumably will be searching for Ezra Bridger and Grand Admiral Thrawn. And now this is something that a lot of people have talked about for quite some time about, are we going to get to this? Is it going to start to happen? And it sounds like some of the dominoes are falling and some of the cards are falling into place where that could potentially be the path that they're going on. Well, that kind of gives me some goosebumps because that's going to make for some really freaking amazing content, right? Like I'm getting goosebumps again. Holy moly. I really want to know what you guys think, because I know not everybody here is like a mega Star Wars fan, and even I am very low on the totem of Star Wars fandom with my knowledge, but I feel like everybody's got a dog in this race, so to speak. So I'm curious what you guys feel like.
I think it's been great because it's brought a lot of people go back and watch those great animated shows that people weren't watching before, like Clone Wars and Rebels, and and then a lot of people are getting excited. Hey, each time they announce a new live action casting, someone that's a fan of some other character has hope for, Ezra's coming next, or, so I do. I know I was giving you crap last week, and I forgot what we were talking about. And I was like, Star Wars does the same thing, but it is exciting. And I like seeing it. I'm more excited when it's attached to the John Favreau, Filoni, Star Wars versus the Kathleen Kennedy, which we've also discussed. Because I think a lot of Star Wars fans are more excited about that side of the house with the Boba Fett, the Obi-Wan, we got a couple other shows coming.
We got Book of Boba Fett drops next month.
Poe Dameron, isn't Poe Dameron getting a series or something?
Well, no, you're getting the dude from
Cassian Andor.
Yeah, Andor. Yeah.
Yep. And the
Lando.
You're also getting you said Obi-Wan, right? You said Book of Boba. You're getting Ahsoka. Are you getting Lando? I don't know if you're getting a Lando.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
For sure?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure because I'm specking.
Yeah. And 00, that comment right there could apply to probably almost across the board. Like Mandalorian restored so many people's faith in the Star Wars universe again.
Yeah, big time. I'm really selfish on this one because I love when all the crazy speculators out there get butthurt when a first appearance is in a magazine. So I'm like, yes, we're gonna get some more butthurt speculators about people complaining about first appearance here or first appearance there. And guess what? Her first appearance is in a magazine, and I love it. And I collect magazines.
It's actually in a Foot Locker ad. I'm just kidding.
Yes,
it's a comic. It's in its comic form.
It's in a Lego book too.
You got that through Substack, right? I had to.
I think Sabine Wren is a cool character. I think she is like perfect for like young girls of this period. Like she's like an artist and then spray paints and does all that cool stuff. And doesn't she get the dark sword at some point? I think she does, right? In Rebels or something. So she's going to be a great character that we can not only see in Ahsoka, but also Mandalorian, right? So yeah, it's going to be a huge character either way. And she's got some really beautiful Star Wars Insider covers that are just some of the best covers that you'll see out there. But yeah, Kanan 6, be on the lookout for that. I mean, it's still a book that is crazy expensive, but you'll still get lucky and find it in back issue bins every once in a while, places that, you know, don't normally look.
And if 6 is gonna make some moves, then 1 is sure to follow to some degree as well.
Yeah, she's got like 4 cameo appearances and multiple magazine appearances and other goofy stuff.
Yeah. And then on top of it, I mean, not to digress from this, but we saw Dark Horses back in the Star Wars comic game.
Amen.
This is true.
I'm actually kind of a little bummed on that because I thought the only good High Republic stuff was that IDW series. The Marvel High Republic stuff, garbage. The High Republic books, garbage. Like, it is really bad. And that's coming from a huge Star Wars fan that was looking forward to it. You know, I love the dude. Who's the dude? Kevin Scott. Yeah, Kevin and Scott. I think Charles Soule also did some of the writing.
Charles Soule's been writing a bunch of stuff.
So like, I love both of those guys, but man, what they wrote is not good on that.
I like Charles Soule better with like Darth Vader stuff.
Yes, great. Like I said, I love those writers, but man, that and the only good High Republic is the IDW one, the little kid series, where, you know, it just felt so much better than any of the other High Republic stuff. And that's the stuff that's getting taken away. But who doesn't love Dark Horse Star Wars? I mean, I think Dark Horse Star Wars are some of the best written Star Wars. I always talk about Star Wars Tales as being my favorite all-time Star Wars, you know, comic book series, and that was Dark Horse, and you know, all the characters.
Stuff at the time when Disney bought them, right? Dark Horse is not canon.
Exactly.
What kept coming out. Now look at it.
Wait, you know? What's Dark Horse doing?
They're going to be doing all the kids stuff for Star Wars. So
that's so weird.
Yeah, the IDWs, the Star Wars Adventures stuff, is going over to Dark Horse.
Yeah.
Oh, IDW's losing the license?
Yes. Yep. That's a big deal.
How did they even have 2 licenses? I don't even understand.
They were working with Marvel. They had a deal with Marvel.
Yeah.
Right. So they still, and I believe this is what it was. They had a deal with Marvel, but so they just lumped in the Star Wars stuff. I think, you know, said, here, we already got stuff going on over here. We're doing the regular Star Wars universe with Marvel. You know, it just makes sense because Marvel was using IDW as their kids line. Yeah. They had some type of deal going. But yeah, Dark Horse came back.
Dark Horse needed something, though. They were losing they lost stuff back to Marvel. Maybe it was a quid pro quo, or we feel sorry for you because Predator, Alien.
Yeah, think of all the things. Yeah, that's crazy. A lot of stuff.
And their paper quality has been terrible for a lot of their titles recently. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on at Dark Horse.
What is Dark Horse putting out now that's even worth picking up?
I like Orphan and the Five Beasts is fantastic. It's a fantastic series. And Last Flight Out was, you know, people like it. May's book is pretty good. Jeff Lemire. You know, they work with some good people. They did Department H, which is going to be a Netflix series by, oh my God, that guy. Come on. He did ENIAC, the ENIAC guy.
Oh,
Kent. Yeah, Kent. Yeah. I'm wondering with the Sabine Wren or whatever, is this, you know how there was like rumors about the Dr. Aphra casting call?
Oh. Yeah.
Is this actually what this is? Is this the casting call actually?
Yeah.
Was this what it was? And it wasn't Dr. Aphra? Does this negate the Aphra?
Tell us.
I'm going to tell you that's the truth.
Okay.
I heard from my sources that this totally throws out the Aphra theory that they were casting for her because it was actually Marjorie Liu to play Sabine Wren. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing her name right. I'm making all this up. I'm pretending like I'm Grace Randolph about my sources. Yeah. But I wonder, don't they look the same kind of?
Yeah, that's a really solid theory, which makes me want to pay really close attention to the Dr. Aphra side of things as far as acquiring more books, meaning like if that kind of squashes it and things get quiet, things could get more affordable.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen. I think that character is the safest bet in the spec world.
How old is she in the timeline right now? Like in the Mandalorian timeline? Like would she be kind of like in her 30s or something?
Somebody figured this out.
So she's around with Vader, right? Right after right before episode 4. Is that right?
Yeah. So she's probably in her 30s or 40s. 30s.
Mandalorian takes place after that.
Jedi.
So yeah. So she's got to be much older. So they would have to do some of like her, like Obi-Wan, maybe her showing up in Obi-Wan. That could happen.
And
that's probably where it's best going to happen, right? If I'm thinking correctly, because in Obi-Wan we're going to get Obi-Wan looking over baby Luke and him fighting. We're getting part 2 of Anakin versus Obi-Wan, so we could get Afra and Obi-Wan. I think
Afra spent a lot of time with Vader.
Yeah.
I thought that's what the prequels were gonna be, the smuggling of Luke and Leia. Like I thought
I
thought that was a storyline of the prequels in the 90s, and I was like, oh my god, that's what they gotta do, the smuggling. It'll be so badass. And like,
instead you got Jar Jar Binks.
There it is. I know somebody figured it out. I saw it on a website somewhere, but like when I talk about buying opportunities, McClay, I mean even on micro dips, even on quiet, like spec can still be strong, but I'm still looking for any opportunities.
Yeah. Well, that purple variant for the 4th print, right? To me, is one of the most underrated books of all of them. It's the best looking of that regular Aldebaran cover. That purple and the black with Vader and the murder droids. It looks so beautiful, and you can get, I think, a 9.8 sold for like $700 this last week. So you can get them relatively cheap, and it's a 4th printing, which it's much more rare than obviously the 1st printing.
That's half of what people were asking for last year.
Yes. Yeah, so it's a good time to buy in if you can get it at that, similar prices. Yeah, Afra's great.
Those Star Wars books had those rub issues on the back too.
Yeah, all those books around that time had those rub issues.
Containers brought up a great point, especially with the title going from IDW Dark Horse. All those 1 in 10 IDW variants might be worth looking into.
Oh yeah, and the 1 in 10 this last week was really good. It had a really like a kids like Lion King feel to it.
That's one Tomlin picked, right? His weekly pick.
It might have been.
Not even. I would look earlier than that, like the regular Star Wars Adventures 1 in 10s that people weren't even picking up at the time.
Yeah.
Afro is 33. That's like close to Jesus's age.
So she's still hot.
That would be Jesus's age.
Yeah.
But speaking of new comic books, tomorrow's New Comic Book Day.
Amen.
Or today, I guess. But Wednesday's always New Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
The real New Comic Book Day. It's also local comic shop day, right?
Is it?
Not tomorrow, but this weekend, the 24th. Yeah, tomorrow.
Huh.
So there's some great local comic shop day books, some one shots, some different type of variants to be on the lookout for. But what are you guys picking up tomorrow, Andy?
Ooh, I'm gonna throw you guys a curveball here. I think there's a lot of great books coming out tomorrow, but I want this one in my back pocket, and I'm just gonna go ahead and share my screen because. Yeah, I'm going to be grabbing a DC book tomorrow because this is a Hans cover, is it not? This is Wonder Woman Black and Gold #6, and it is fantastic in my opinion. This is a stunning Wonder Woman cover. This is going to be the first book I look for on the shelf that wasn't in my pull list, and I'm not even worried about reading this book. I just want to stare at this cover for weeks.
Yeah, did you see that Milton Harley cover that's coming? I think it's coming up.
So Wonder Woman shaves her armpits, huh? I wonder when she does that. Does she need a special razor for that?
Oop, what happened? Did I just close that out? I did.
Which one were you saying it was? Middleton
There's a
Harley.
Middleton. I don't know if it's this week though, but I just saw it. There's a Middleton Harley cover. I don't even know what title it's for, but it's pretty sweet.
You brought up the Wonder Woman, and
It's Bermejo, by the way.
It was Bermejo? Okay, so it says the League of Comic Geeks shows Stephanie Hans being the cover artist. So, and it has David Nakayama as a variant cover artist.
I was just about to say, did you see the Nakayama? Because that was one of my picks. It is freaking gorgeous.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
You made a dinosaurs reference.
Yeah, that is beautiful. All those black and gold covers, the variants are just absolutely amazing. And I'll take the one you showed for sure. There's also a really good 1 in 25 Spider-Man that looks pretty dope.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. And this one is well, I don't know. It might be a sneak spec pick just for cover. Shriek.
Ooh.
Right? I mean, something about that book. Zombies, chick with green hair, and a gun. So we'll see what happens with that one. I think that might be a good pick. I don't know if it's who the artist is. It just says cover B. So check it out.
Sure it's not cover V?
V. DNA. Yeah, David Nakayama has been putting out amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing. So, what do you think, Dan?
I'm looking forward to Girl Scouts Stone Ghost. Okay,
Yeah.
so Jim Mahfood was like big in the 90s. First time I caught on to him was Generation X Underground from Marvel. Okay, that's when he first like showed up to a lot of people back in 97, 97, and it was just dope as hell. And he was a little more raw when he started, and then he got more refined. But it looks like he went back to his raw state, actually. And then he did the Clerks comic book, the first one. And this issue is all about black market Star Wars collecting. And it's very fun. If you're into toy collecting, this comic is very fun. And Kevin Smith signed it. It says, Dan, porn. He points out that this is porn. Because I was 15, and he was just letting me know in case I missed it.
That's awesome, dude. That's great.
And then Girl Scouts. This is the first Girl Scouts.
Yep.
And you see, by this point, he got very refined. He kind of refined his art.
Rip off. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And they sell like mushrooms and weed, and they eat a lot of mushrooms. And I was into all that stuff. I still am. And but it looks like he went back to his raw state, and that's what's actually really exciting for me, because David Cho is also all about that artist, like that the raw, right? And he actually talks about Jim Lee. Jim Lee, when he draws very raw, it's amazing, but Jim Lee's so used to being refined that when he tried to go raw, he got accused of ripping off Frank Miller, and everyone like yelled at him, with the Death Blow back in the 90s. He got a lot of shit for that, but I'd rather see artists go raw. I want them to raw dog it on the pages all over.
Shimmy, shimmy, y'all.
Yeah. But yeah, Girl Scouts.
That was one of my picks also. But I got a backup pick also. We were talking about Dark Horse, and a lot of people are hating on the guy right now. But Brian Michael Bendis has his own creator-owned stuff coming over with that Joy Operations #1. Mm-hmm. I'm not super excited for it, but I'm interested to pick it up for the read, and a lot of times talk about price of a lottery ticket or a scratch off could be worth the risk of pick it up. That's also going to have a preview or behind the scenes look for all Brian Michael Bendis world building, that Jinx world stuff coming up, right? So there's also going to be a preview for upcoming Jinx world projects in that. And Brian Michael Bendis has given us some characters that are good, some that stick, Miles Morales being one of them. Naomi still, you never know, but
Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Great character.
I'm not saying this is a winner by any means, but I'm willing to risk $3 on it.
It is better than the lottery, actually. I never thought of that. Hey, you're not spending. At least you're doing better than the lottery. Don't feel too bad. At least you're not an idiot playing lotto.
I I probably would play, but I never carry cash.
Yeah.
I do that with baseball cards. I don't need to do it with lotto tickets. But I would play the numbers if they had a numbers game.
Oh, yeah,
I
numbers.
only play the lottery after I eat Chinese food and the numbers in my fortune cookie.
No, we need independent people to play numbers in the neighborhood where you have a much higher chance of winning instead of the state government making it impossible to win, and just cracking down on independent people just doing it in the community, yo. F that,
Start
yo.
your own lottery.
Because
yeah, no,
I can't play
that's
the
numbers, yo.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I can't play the numbers, I do the 50-50 at every game I go to. 50-50 is another great thing. I never win, though. I always drop $50 on a 50-50. You got a huge stack of the numbers you got to go through. So.
Yeah, that's Kevin Hamilton talking about playing lottery. So he likes the Walmart packs.
Walmart packs, mystery
and
boxes.
Rhino, I think is it free? I think it's local comic shop day for Venom, right? Tomorrow's the local comic shop day stuff. And yeah, I still have faith in Bendis. I think he's lost a little bit.
Oh yeah, Naomi.
Yeah, I've lost all faith in Bendis.
Still better than Dan Slott.
Yes, he is. Much better.
But
even though I did like Superior Spider-Man, and I think Dan Slott did Superior Spider-Man, or Bendis did.
Credit for Superior Spider-Man.
Okay.
Dan Slott's first work was his best. So
Yeah,
Ren and Stimpy issue 6. Ren and Stimpy issues.
Oh, I thought it was
6.
Mickey Mouse for some reason.
No, it was like Ren and
Mickey
Stimpy,
Mouse,
like 10 or 6. Yeah.
Not Mickey Mouse. Who is the Mighty Mouse? Yeah, he did Mighty Mouse. Remember,
There's Ren and Stimpy. Yeah.
There's a really good Mighty Mouse homage to Crisis on Infinite Earths, where he's holding Supergirl, and I remember Dan Slott doing that, writing that issue.
Spider-Man was in that Ren and Stimpy issue, and he meets Powder Toast Man for the first time.
I remember that. Yeah. It's a good issue.
Who would win in a fight, Mighty Mouse or Superman?
Everyone wants Mighty Mouse to win, of course.
It can't even happen because Mighty Mouse is made up. Superman's a real person.
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse goes to seek magic and then kills Superman.
By the way, I totally stole that line from the movie Stand By Me.
Yeah.
But it's going to leave us with one more thing. One more thing. Alberto Jefe, or should I say, a.k.a. Buzz from Home Alone.
Buzz with the BB guns.
What's up, Buzz McAllister? What do you got for us?
He didn't know his brother was even more evil.
I'm going to get that high and tight again. One more thing. C2E2 is just 17 days away. So if you're not ready, you got to get ready. And we all need to start grouping up into chats and find out who's going to be there. It's going to be an epic weekend for the memory banks, so to speak. Memory banks. Either way, we're going to be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to go enjoy Chicago and have a really good time. And I cannot wait for good food, good friends, good times. And I'm going to be vlogging as much as humanly possible because the more I have the phone out recording, the more it drives me to learn more editing skills or different editing skills. I feel like the more I force myself to blog, the better I'm getting at editing. And I had so much fun with Motor City Comic Con and Baltimore Comic Con that C2E2 is going to be the icing on the cake because I've got some new tools in the toolbox, so to speak, for editing, and it's going to make 2022 pretty fun.
Amen. My one more thing is to remind everybody November 30th, Big Leg on Whatnot is going to be doing a Wounded Warrior Project charity auction. A massive amount of crazy books have been donated. So
make sure you follow Big Leg on Instagram also.
Yes.
LEGG.
Yeah, BIGGLEGG, all one word.
It's a really big leg.
Yeah.
Big leg. He's got a stutter.
Bigger leg.
Sorry.
Man.
All right. Sorry. Yeah. So I guess on the weekends, Saturday, I'm gonna do, I think every Saturday, a live multiverse meditation, a live stream where everyone could just come in, and it's gonna be like a 10-15 minute meditation where we do the multiverse meditation. And I did a tutorial series, like a 3-part series, explaining every part of it. But I'm gonna just do it weekly live, so you can do it or not, I don't know, whatever. And then on Sundays, I have a show called Preaching Comics, where I talk about like a storyline, character, or trope in comics that are sort of parables for our own lives, and how we use the power of our own imaginations to push comics, make them happen. Like, we are actually participants in comics, unlike other media that's passive. And so, I don't know, it's stuff about reality shifting, and putting that into your life and what that means, and how it can create guideposts for your life. Blah blah blah. I'm just messing around. I don't know what I'm doing. But...
That shit's good, man. I hope you do that shit. That's really cool, man.
Oh yeah, I started. I talked about Preacher on Sunday. I was like talking about Preacher and Cassidy's relationship and their friendship breakup, and how actually that was the most devastating thing to me in Preacher.
Same with me, bro.
Yeah, and how it taught me so much about what's coming in life. Like, before I was really understood it, because I almost thought it was a mistake in the 90s when I read it. I was like, I feel like he made a mistake, And then in real life, I met charismatic pieces of shit, and I thought they were my best friends, like, again and again and again. And I was like, wow, Preacher just really got me ready for that shit. And he was emotionally abusive to women. He had a history of that, Cassidy, right? And that's a plot line that people didn't go into in the 90s. But so I'm just saying, I realized it was so ahead of its time in terms of what it talks about, and that's what I just rambled about that.
Good. Well, I hope you cosplay as a preacher. Or
I know I wear a Spider-Man costume, actually, when I'm in a Spider-Man costume.
Throw on some like chains also, make it like Spider-Man Run the Jewels or
something.
Well,
I'm gonna have beaded stuff and yeah.
It's on Dank Comics for now, but soon it will be on the Calm app for Android and iOS.
But... Really?
Yeah.
Full show.
Yeah. Make sure you guys check out Dank Comics. Make sure you guys check out Comic Man Andy's channel. Make sure you guys check out Tales from the Flip Side. My one more thing, I want to wish everyone, if you're listening to the audio version on the podcast, if you're in the chat right now, if you're watching on replay, I want to wish everyone a very, very happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy it. We're getting ready to get into the holiday period. Holiday is supposed to be a good time, but we also know there's some bad times that go with that too. So if you are having, or if you're feeling like you're in a bad time, reach out to and talk to someone. There's always a friend to talk to. There's crisis hotlines. Reach out, talk to me, chat, whatever. But enjoy the holidays. Enjoy your family. Enjoy Toys for Tots. Enjoy Wreaths Across America. Enjoy, Big Legs, Whatnot auctions benefiting wounded warriors. But most of all, enjoy each other. Enjoy each other's company. It is one great community here. And with that being said, guys, it's Brian with Superman's Comics. See you guys in the next video.
Look. They talking like they don't know a king when they see one. See him in person, he take it back like a refund. Ballin' with my brothers, all my playing D1. Daily checking chicken, he gon' spin it watching reruns. Say they real, but they